Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays XCOM 2 War of the Chosen. Last episode there was, as far as I'm concerned, there were huge positives, huge negatives. Big negative, I'm dead. I can come back as Robo Northernlion. That's my rule. If I can outfit a soldier like cybernetically, then we can get that done. But until then, it's the first soldier in the memorial that was actually named, for the best of my memory at least. There I am right there. But apart from that, we wounded a Chosen, got a bunch of action points, big level up, skulljacked the officer, which I always procrastinate, killed the Codex. Did everybody get wounded on that mission? There was like, people were not feeling great. Templar was gravely wounded. Actually, nobody else was wounded, it's just the Templar. You know what, we gotta get Mox back out there, dude. He hasn't been on a mission in like 20 years. So we got a couple of different things on the go right now that are really important. Oh, we're doing the Proving Ground stuff right now. Don't tell me the Avatar project got even further ahead. Oh, killed Codex, reduced Avatar progress. Nice, okay. Because I was like, if they get to 9, I should probably black site as soon as we get 5. As soon as we get 5 units. So we're working on the Proving Ground stuff. The Guerrilla Tactics School is done in a day, and then we're going to do what we have to do in order to get 5 units. And as far as I'm concerned, that represents kind of like a little bit of getting over a hump for us. Once we get our 5th unit, we should not stomp, but be much more comfortable a little longer. Reinforced underlay active. What? All vest utility items now provide an extra +1 health. Dude, that's pretty good for nanofiber vest. I think we should investigate plated armor so we can get predator armor. And that'll mean that in 10 days we're going to be on black site duty, I think. Assuming we have the supplies necessary to build 5 predator suits. Okay, so the Guerrilla Tactics School is done. Let's view that facility and get our 5th squad member. 50 supplies instant. That's great news. Okay, so that's, as far as I'm concerned, an enormous load off our shoulders. We were probably wicked late in getting that done, but here we are. Alien debris has also been cleared. Let's view the room. We do want to spend a little bit because, I guess we don't need more power right now, but we could always afford to build something, right? Like, eventually, the infirmary. An engineer can be staffed to decrease the time our soldiers need to recover from injuries. Seems very useful. We also are gonna need resistance comms. Well, let's use our noggin. So I think we want to go power, power, power. So we got 5 spots left. We're never gonna build a laboratory? Is that the case? Increases the chance that a research breakthrough will occur? Probably not. We know we're gonna need comms because we need to get new areas. The infirmary just seems like a smart idea. Is it messing with any synergies? I don't believe so. Like synergistic placements. So I'm gonna build the infirmary, even though it is like almost all of our supplies. We'll put an engineer on that.
Which means we can't expand our facilities further.
And if possible, can we
this coil could provide us with some additional power for the Avenger systems.
Get
We'll
one
need to add some shielding first.
person on that. I know the shielding power coil is gonna require a little bit longer, but I think that's okay. So we're about to get like 96 more supplies. That's fine. Ignore that. We're gonna go pick up some more supplies right now. And now I had a brain fart. I forgot that building this stuff in the foundry takes 100 years. So, or sorry, in the foundry is old school. In the proving ground. So we're gonna start to complete those, which is nice because I had requested them a long time ago and was very confused about where they are. 1 frost bomb has been added to the inventory. That's something our grenadier can use. Our covert operation is done. Nick got wounded, but he and Kate got a little bit more bonded. We can also have 1 more resistance contact, and Kate's hacking skill went up, which is a huge positive. Kate also got promoted, which is awesome. Let's assign a new covert action. We don't have any soldiers who are lieutenant level or higher, so we still can't do that. Is resistance order a big deal? I don't think so. Is combat intelligence. Ability points will match the new combat intelligence. That seems interesting. And the soldier that succeeds will be rewarded with a nice little dodge bonus. You know what? Sinvicta, why don't you go out on a mission? And I'm gonna put Rob Robertson as a scientist for 5 days as well, so you don't get wounded. Excellent. we're kind of just killing time on that.
Just hope your people can keep up.
And we can make one more contact now, which we probably should do. And because there's another black site, we could go boom, boom. And we could also hit the Templar HQ there. Or we could go boom, boom, hit the black site here. Or we could move into Eastern Europe to get closer to that hunter. But I think our next move is to connect across the ocean to the western US. But I'm going to scan for supplies first, because I need these supplies to get the Predator armor to do the black site. That's I've got like a flow chart, an order of operations happening right now. Commander, the Resistance has relayed information concerning an Advent supply line. We should disrupt their transports. So, a large number of Advent troopers present under Advent-only leadership. I'll try it. And I say I'll try it because the last supply raid was horrible. But maybe, is this where we wounded the hunter? Let's clear these units out for now. Okay, first off, Kate needs a promotion. Scanning protocol. Instant scan of the area, increasing the specialist's sight radius substantially for 1 turn and revealing any hidden or disguised enemies in view. I mean, it seems decent, especially if there's a sharpshooter who can take advantage of squad sight. So why not? It fits with Combat Hacker as well. I guess really good for figuring out who the Faceless is on Resistance missions, but not an enormous deal, perhaps. So we're going to have her be up here, and then we might as well take a Sharpshooter, and I think, yeah, Nick is injured, so Dan is definitely our highest level Sharpshooter. He probably does not need a frag grenade, so I will give him a nanoscale vest. Let's send a different Grenadier. Let's send Mathas. He hasn't been out on a mission in a while. We had Josh on one very recently. Yeah, so we're going to send Mathas, and Mathas is going to use a Frost Bomb for the first time. Smaller radius than frag grenades freeze all units in the blast radius, preventing them from taking any actions for 1 turn. That's disgustingly good. Obviously, Mox has got to be on this mission. He can have a frag grenade. That's fine by me. And we're not going to take Dragonova. We'll take probably a Ranger. So we'll take... I mean, I actually... Let's not send Kate. Let's send Fox. Because... Is he a medic? Did I spec him into medicine? Let's look at him real quickly. It's a difficult mission, so I expect aid protocol, hack. So he's just a squatty, so he's kind of like trashed here right now. I expect this to be difficult. I don't necessarily expect to succeed, but I hope it's a little easier than last time. I'm hoping for no chosen, but we'll just play very defensively and take what we can take, because we can always just evac. So let's clear Kate out of here. And instead, maybe there's, like, who's the senior ranking officer here? It's probably Dan. Who are you close to bonding with, Daniel? Rob. Well, we already have a Grenadier, so I'm sorry, but we're not going to do that. He's really, like, in tight with Nick as well. So we're going to take Zhang on this mission, because Dan's sort of bonding. Well, maybe there's other people that are close to bonding. Like, Mathas is close to bonding with Sin Victa, who's out on a mission right now. Mox is close to bonding with... well, not really anybody. And Fox has only done 1 mission, so it's Rob. Dude, Rob's like... everybody wants to party with Rob, but let's put Zhang in here. I think he's fine with the frag grenade. You never know if we're going to need it. So, now I feel an advantage here for a couple of reasons, and I'll give it to you straight. The first one is that I think we know what we're getting ourselves into. We know this is going to be a hard mission where we don't have... I'm going to play very defensively, which I did not really do at the start of the last one. We also know that, well, we have more experience with the Lost, so we know if we throw grenades in there, it's going to cause problems a lot of the time. And we know that there could be a Chosen, so if there's a Chosen, I might just back out in 2 minutes. We'll see. Neutralize all enemy targets, avoid destroying critical supplies.
As I expected, Commander. There are significant readings.
Okay, so there are Lost here.
Moving throughout the combat zone. Be careful out there.
We found our first pod, and I can't remember if that's a unit we've seen before. But we know that this edge is safe, so I'm going to move Mox up to here. Yeah, Valor Margulis. Glory fades. I'm also going to Alt-Tab real quick, and I'm going to look at the space on my computer, and I'm going to see... Oh, we got plenty of space. Don't even sweat it. So, Zhang... This is yellow move territory, for the most part. We mostly... Mathas is a Grenadier. Mostly just want to make sure they're in, shooting range on the next turn. Especially for any random abilities. You know, like shooting a Frost Bomb, for example. So, just stay on Concealed Overwatch. I'm feeling like Fox has got a big game ahead of him here. I think we should go on these guys as soon as possible. I imagine that a Frost Bomb probably does trigger the Lost. And I would prefer that that were not the case. But it likely is the case. So, well, we might be able to get a move in here. I think the idea is I don't really want to open with a grenade. But the Frost Bomb is an explosion, which will be a grenade. But it could be worth it, I'll admit. Advanced Troopers and Advanced Priest, okay. It could be worth it if it's, Moving to designated position. If it stalls these guys out for a turn, is basically my thought process. But I'm gonna play it even slower. There's no time limit at all. Should just keep moving closer, but without giving ourselves the risk of being spotted. My dream is that they'll walk backwards, which they didn't. The likely situation here is that they'll probably walk in vicinity of another pod. The other thing that works in our advantage is, as long as there's Lost on the map, the Lost could always aggro the enemies. And if that happens, then, I mean, we're sitting pretty, aren't we? Okay, so we found our first Lost pod, but the Lost pod does not know that we are here. So for Dan, I think line of sight is the most important thing. Orders confirmed. On the move. As long as we can continue to give him line of sight, he'll be in a very good location. I mean, Mathas, he already has 3 shots. I think you just stay, and then we probably move Zhang up to there, sure. And, I mean, Dan doesn't really lose by being back here, although he can't use his pistol as well. But apart from that, he's in a pretty good spot. So I think you just go Overwatch, 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 little Overwatch there. And we see how the AI reacts, and they're just continuing to patrol. Ah, they're coming back. Okay, so I think this is where we probably want to start. As long as we have line of sight. I would prefer to do this quietly, like with no explosions, so we'll see. Obviously, the Lost we can take out extremely easily. The other thing we could do is start to move. Like, Dan's got clean shots. Zhang doesn't even come close, but let's throw Fox here. He's not running through the fire, more or less. There's more Lost there. Still not bad. We're playing this so, like, low and slow. You know, we're sous videing this run right here. And honestly, you're not going to trigger anything. You might as well hang tight. And Zhang is kind of in the same boat. I don't care about the Lost. The Lost are, because we have the upgraded weapons, in my impression, they're kind of a footnote right now. So if they show up, easy kills. Nice vault. And then subsequent cancel. So this is kind of what we were looking for, was they aggro the AI, and then they can just knock each other out. And then while they're fighting, now they've scattered to cover that protects them from the Lost, but it doesn't protect them from me at all. Plus they're gonna take some damage, which is just hilarious. That's mismanagement, dude. And even 1 damage helps us get close to that kill shot. So, I really, like, we're in such a good position now. So, Zhang, I mean, what are your odds? 86? I really think, in this situation, we don't want to use a grenade. So, I really feel we go for a standard sorta ambush, except we leave Mox. Because how far away are you guys? What is Zhang's shot at you? 74. I don't want him to use it on the Lost by accident is the thing. But I think if we shoot at the Advent might get their turn first. So I think Dan is a no-brainer. Dan's on Overwatch.
Got it covered.
Zhang, I think, goes on Overwatch instead of going for a slash.
Overwatch.
It's a bit of a contentious call, I'll admit. Mathas goes on Overwatch.
Overwatch.
And then Fox takes the first shot. And it's really, it's a crapshoot who we use it on. But I think I would like to wound the priest if possible, so let's get that going. Nice. Very, very well done. So now Advent should scatter. No, they didn't get a free move. It's actually kind of terrible for us because we don't get those Overwatch shots now. If they shoot and then move, we have a problem. But either way, we're gonna go for the fairly simple kill is the idea. How though? Because he's been he's in a sustaining pod. So I mean he'll die in like a couple turns. I don't want to shoot the Lost. 62% of doing 5 to 6. So it's really a 31% chance of getting the kill. Well, we got to factor in the crit as well. So, I mean, it's a 40% chance of getting the kill at worst. I think you got to go for that. It's not like I care about shooting the Lost. The Lost are giving them problems. So let's shoot at him. Yep, that was good. Okay, I'm very pleased with the way that turn went. We still have 3 Overwatches, I think, stored up. So his stasis is ended, and this is where we should pick up free kills. If they played, like, collectively, I could have problems. Because they would be like, why would I move? Instead, I would just attack, and it would help Advent. But they're being very selfish, and I appreciate that. So, our Zhang Overwatch was a bit of a gamble that came through, like, fully here. We got another pod. They are not lost, but they're kind of basic. And we didn't use any of our limited resources, which is the nicest part of this, actually. So we still have grenades. We still have all of our abilities left. Mox still has the Ripjack, for example. This is a shot that Dan doesn't need to take, but we had him on Overwatch as backup. I'm actually almost glad he missed, because the Lost are going to harass these guys, so... Alright, this turn is picky. Or tricky, I should say. I don't think we want to destroy that. So the Lost kills are like, you know, guarantees. Then we got 50% shots at those guys. This is where I find myself feeling a little bit tricky. No, you definitely do not want to shoot that. It's 84, 72, 50. So I think probably one thing we do is throw ourselves behind the best cover we can find right here that gives us a flanking shot. So for example, this. And then we flank that guy and hope for a crit. Knowing that Dan can probably get that Lost easily. Or anybody could get the Lost easily. And nobody's on Overwatch. So let's start by sending... almost Malf is the best call, but let's start by sending Malf over here. And we're moving him to the half instead of the full because it gives him the 40% crit chance on the flanked enemy. It aggroed more Lost. I don't really care. But of course I wish that it was... a little bit... Oh, we also saw another dude there, but I don't know if he sees us, so... obviously, there's that guy. He's a genuine threat. This is more along the lines of what we're going for, so it's, I would say, a 40% chance of a kill. Or is it 40% of 70? That might be it. Either way, we got lucky. He nailed it. Why not have him shoot the Lost? Because if he misses and messes up his whole turn, the Lost is, like... 1/8 as much of a threat. So Mathas is a little tricky because he's also he has the possibility to compulsively reload. So ideally Who you slicing? No. Yeah, more along the lines of that. Ideally, we would want Mathas to maybe move first so that we know what his turn's gonna do. But we know we cheated, basically. We saw that there was a dude over here, so why move closer and possibly get one more advent in this situation? It might be best for us to kind of like fall back. I still want to take a shot at the officer if possible. It might be nicer for us to fall back and play a little bit more defensively. I want to have a shot at that guy if we move there. We will have a shot at somebody. Okay, so here's the one that I think about this is that let's start with Mox. We're going to move Mox. And then we're going to rip-jack the officer. 59%. So that's pretty bad, but I do think it's worth taking a chance on it. We don't care about the lost. So, I mean, that's 79%. We could maybe knock that dude out. I guess we have seen this guy before. But there's two things. I worry that the ripjack might blow up the truck. And I worry that, you know, he's got lost around him already, so why am I bothering with him? And I also worry that the officer is so much more of a threat that if we pull him out, we're in a much better situation. So I'm gonna roll the dice on this one. It worked. Or at least we got him. I don't know if the hit's gonna happen. It worked perfectly fine. So now this should be like lights out, more or less. So I think we probably want to move Zhang back a little bit. I just want him to be behind full cover so he's kind of insulated. And it's a 90% chance to hit with a 62 crit. Wow, okay. We missed our 90% chance, and that puts a real damper on things. Now, what's the, like, 0 out of 10 horrible situation? Mathas misses or compulsively reloads. Nah, I mean, that's bad, but it's not that bad. He might get close enough to take a swipe, but I doubt it. Okay, so Mathas, you pretty much gotta do the dirty work that Shang kind of messed up here. How? You miss a 90 followed by a 72? It's actually insulting. So you gotta start. I don't want to do this, by the way, because we got that unit flanking us now because our master plan failed. But you gotta go for the 80% chance to take out this Lost just to simplify the situation because he's aggroed on Mouth. And put the game ball in Dan's hands. He goes for the hit there and he gets it. So the next shot, because that's a free action, that Lost will probably run towards us. We don't need to hit him this turn. This guy's got to go, and it's a 70% chance. Or is it? Yeah, no, it's a 70% chance. Because our bottom amount of damage is... I'm actually amazed. So we missed a 90, a 72, and a 70. We're going to get hit by a flanking shot. That's very XCOM-y. I can't deny that. But he might not get to shoot this turn, which is very lucky for us. And they're going to be busy taking out the Lost. So that's some of the worst luck I can conceive of. Well, let's put it this way. Missing... a 90% chance happens 10% of the time. And then missing the next shot would happen 30% of the time, roughly. So we're at 3%. And then, okay, well, that's bad. That's like pretty terrible now. And then missing the other 70% is 30% of 3%. So it was like a 0.9% chance that we would miss all three of those shots. And any one of them hitting... possibly could have gotten the kill. I'm not going to say guaranteed would get the kill, but possibly would have gotten the kill. So this requires a little bit of flowchart action here on the Lost, I'd say. Dan has unlimited pistol shots, and he's got the upgraded pistol, so kind of want to use him to take out the trash wherever possible here. But this is going to be busy. So I would say we have destroyed critical supplies, but that's okay. So we got some things to do. I really think that your job is to murder the officer, and I don't want to use the slash, because it minimizes our options for cover. All right, so I'd say we took out the biggest threat with one move, which is important here. It also removed the mark, which I think is positive. I have to think that this guy's gonna waste his turn shooting at one of the, like, 15 zombies that are aggroed towards him. So let's start taking some pot shots here. This is an 82% chance it'll definitely get the kill if it hits. So this is where we're gonna start to hopefully farm up, like, some experience, basically. It's a 84% chance it'll definitely get the kill if it hits. And we're just gonna, you know, rinse and repeat as often as possible. Although we want to make sure that we're leaving a couple of loss to attack the Advent officer if possible. So, I mean, there's a lot of dudes left here. I think we can pretty safely even shoot at some of these guys. Like, sure, maybe we could leave some alive, but if we leave some alive, we're probably gonna have to shoot them eventually. And why not just kind of simplify the board? So that's Mouth missed, and that's fine. You know, he got a lot of shots that hit in advance there, so I'm not complaining whatsoever. 4 to 6 damage because we don't have the upgraded cannon yet. So Mathas is in a bit of a delicate situation. Let's look at another character here instead. Mox has a much better chance. I'm going to roll the dice on this one, although we should probably simplify first. So, an 80% chance of a guaranteed kill is better, I think.
Service is over.
Reload. So this is our last action now. 86% chance, but only 2/3 of these will... No, wait. 50% chance of 86% chance. It's like a 43% chance of getting a kill. Don't care about that guy. I'd rather he lives. Same with you. Same with you. Same with you. Don't really care about you just yet. So, yeah, this is our simple choice. Okay, it worked, and I think that's positive. We still got 3 zombies on our side here that I would like to deal with if possible. Unfortunately, Daniel has to start with a reload, which is pretty bad. And he can't do a normal shot after that. So, well, you know what he can do is weaken this guy. Sure, that's fine. That was a misplay on my part. So we got Mathas and we got Mox left. Mathas is not in a great spot because he has to kill this guy. And he's probably not going to. But he's definitely gonna... Well, he's most likely gonna kill that guy if he lands. He's definitely gonna kill this guy if he lands, so I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna force them to take us out. And I think that was like a really scary situation there. So what I'm gonna do is play a little smarter, I think, and I'm gonna fall back so that the Lost have a little further to go. Oh, then we gotta reload. Well, I stand by that, to be honest with you. Now we still have Mox, and that's it. So all these zombies we want to keep alive. Nobody's being flanked right now. I don't think we need to grapple, so I really think that what he does is Overwatch, and that's a defense mechanism from this guy taking a move, exactly. Now, unfortunately, we killed him. And I say unfortunately because it would have been much better for him to live, and then all these Lost wouldn't be aggroed on us. However, I don't think we're getting smacked. We got smacked once. That's not so bad. Now, I doubt that that's the end of Advent, but here we are. Okay, so, you know what? Dan's got like an actual potential to pop off here, but we got to look at target prioritization. Because, like, Zhang, for example, is not in a good spot. He's only going to be able to get 1 kill this turn, is the thing. So we got to look at other people. Mouth's kind of like, he's ice cold right now. I think he just goes for high percentage. And this is, I mean, a sharpshooter with a high damage pistol, I guess, is like your 10 out of 10 Lost killer. But this is also great because the Gauss rifle does enough damage to kill most of the you know, garbage Lost. And it has a decent ammo capacity, so you can kill like 6 or 7 Lost per turn. If you got high percentages and you don't get screwed by variants, then I think you're in a very good spot. Like, Mouth can just wipe a pod like it's a joke. I also want to point out, I feel like we played really well.
Kill confirmed.
Might as well, dude. I feel like we've played really well, and I feel like we're particularly in a nice spot here because we've done this without using any explosives, which are usually a crutch for me. So I'm pretty pleased with the way this has gone so far, but
Hostile neutralized.
we did have that garbage 90, 70, 70 miss, but you know, we'll just bank that and say that the game owes us obsessive reloader. Okay, so I think it's actually fine because he still gets one more action. We were gonna have him reload anyway. That lowers his maximum like market cap on the number of kills he could get by a little, but no worries.
When they get home, we'll have to give our soldiers.
That's actually completely okay, because there's only like one lost left. Well done. No enemies,
Target neutral.
I believe. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, all right, we're good. So, with no enemies, Zhang, just take a turn. Everybody reload, Overwatch, get ready, because we're going to have more Advent, probably. I really, really doubt that was all the Advent. I mean, we only killed 6, I think, so might as well get everybody stacked up. I mean, we've also moved about 10 feet since the start of this mission, so we got a long way to go. Doesn't bother me. As long as we're fighting a Lost Swarm without any other enemies being around us, I think it's okay. So let's everybody take some time.
On Overwatch.
Get some reloads in there. And the Overwatches are just to... I mean, an Overwatch is, I guess, not that valuable against the Lost, but put them on anyway. Now everybody reload and then immediately waste 1/3 of your ammunition fighting the Lost. Oh, no kidding. Well, hopefully we can neutralize like half of this pod right off the bat. Kind of the ideal Overwatch would be if we wounded one of the enemies with a lot of HP so we could get an easy headshot the next time. So I don't even know. That was not even close, Mathas.
Get it together.
Dan's lights out. This should be easy money. Oh, 9 damage. This is like the dream team squad. This is definitely the biggest stomp of a mission we've had. The problem is we have to continue to work at getting further into the map here to trigger the Advent pods. And the Lost are just kind of like slowing us down. But there's no turn timer, so I think the game's pretty merciful there. I also want to point out, I think it's horrible that we got the dark event that allows the Lost to show up on every mission. Like, it just irritates me to no end. I should have thought about that more. It's funny, like a 69% shot feels like you're an idiot to take it. But a 70% chance, you're like, I'm very confident this is gonna land. So I moved Malf over here because, to be 100% with you, I don't trust Mathas to land these shots. Not because he's a bad soldier necessarily, but because his gun is not upgraded yet, and also he's kind of let me down on a couple of misses, but Malf has just been there the whole time. And straight up, there's one pod done, so we'll do reload Overwatch yet again. And this is like, this whole squad should be bonded with each other after this, because this is a dream mission. They've killed like 30 enemies. I don't believe they've ever even been fired upon. Okay, so there's a few more. 3 lost is nothing. Don't waste your ammo, dude. Yeah, there's no universe in which that shot lands. Not from you with a, you know, default Grenadier's cannon. Okay, so we have to move. Like, at some point we have to just get further ahead. So Malf is kind of like, he's our boy in the trenches here. That's a big miss. I don't think they're gonna get close enough to swipe this turn, but I've been wrong before, as we've seen, unfortunately. So might as well nuke one if you can. Lucky. 71% chance, so I think we were fairly lucky to get off easily there. And I always get paranoid now when it does this, like it's calculating some lost nonsense that makes me Very upset. I don't want you to get frozen again, 'cause this mission is going real well. So Mathas, this is, I mean, you take the kill, that's easier. If you're fighting Lost, you're always going to shoot the enemy with less HP first, I think. And finally, we've chewed enough meat up in the grinder to get an experience upgrade there. Now, it just dawned on me. We totally should have taken Kate instead of Malf. Malf's been doing fine on this mission. Better than fine. He's been our all-star, dude. But, we should have taken Kate instead of Malf so we can get closer to that final promotion. That would allow her to work on getting the next stage of the Chosen stuff.
Good copy. Moving on target.
But that's fine. That's fine. So now we're finally making moves here. It would be a lot easier if we didn't have to face, you know, 5 or 6 zombies a turn, but it is what it is. So let's keep it going. We probably should not have our Ranger so far back, but he was kind of using it as a flank.
We'll have to do our best to avoid destroying the gear while we secure the area.
So, do we, like, walk up to it, or, No, we just avoid blowing it up. I see.
Moving on target location.
I see your point.
I move.
So I kind of want, Dan to be in that Mathas spot.
Moving out.
So, actually, if I can get Mathas to just go here.
Heading there now.
Get Dan to go here. Okay.
Location confirmed.
Everyone else can overwatch.
Watch order confirmed.
And there we go. We finally popped what could be our last pod. I only say that because,
I'll get him next time.
the map seems like pretty sparsely populated. We only had 1 Overwatch, I think, so this is where we're gonna have to make some creative moves. So we're back in the scary zone, I'd say. We're fighting enemies that actually are good, would be the way that I would choose to describe it. Do not hunker. Dude, I am not about that life. We need to do 7 damage to kill him. It's unlikely to happen. Remember, we're trying to do this without blowing anything up. Not always easy. So there's a half cover flanking shot here. Think we move Malf there and make that shot. Stay proactive, you know? So 71 with a 40% chance to crit. Could wipe someone. Excellent. So it takes 1 shooter off the table. It's a big positive. Any chance we can get a flank on, like, the officer or the last trooper. I'm gonna say I doubt it, but with Mox, you never know, dude. The other thing we could probably do is get close enough for a low percentage ripjack chance. So I'm gonna get behind this truck that's already blown up because it's full cover, and then we'll do a ripjack. I mean, again, it's low percentage, but if it works, it'll be a great flank. Nice. Okay, I don't even care if he damages him. We got a great setup here. So to hit both of those 59s is incredibly lucky. I'm very happy with that. So Zhang, basically, you got a nice 1-2 punch here. Like, Mox pulls a big unit back, and then Zhang has a good chance to crit usually. Mathas is never gonna land that shot. Let's not even, like, worry our pretty little heads. Dan goes for the 40% chance to wipe him. That's fine. We basically expected that. And nobody's in a terrible position right now, which is really nice. So I feel like what we should probably do is move Mathas back behind full cover. Look at his percentage. It's 27. Go on Overwatch and force this guy to make a move. Please don't blow up the truck, Mathas. I think you've luckily hit the truck in all of the unsensitive regions, so... That's good. We finally got shot at, and we were probably lucky to not get hit. So this thing is on mega fire, which is like regular fire but way worse. So Dan takes the basically D3 roll. See if he picks up the kill and probably ends the mission right there. That was a great mission. 40 minutes, 10 out of 10. Can't complain about anything. Like, I'm sincerely extremely pleased with this. So it's Operation Moonshadow. When XCOM wins, we all win. Sure, I like it. I like Dan pumping his fist. I don't really like the positioning. Oh, dude, Malf was down here in the bushes, like full battleground style. So let's look at formation here. No. All right, I mean, a line is the best you can do because the mob shot is just horrible. You know what? Let's get a duo going here. But it's not these two soldiers. And I want to point out as well, oh god, it's a meme image. Let's make it a bad luck Brian meme. So it'll be like, text box 1, invade Earth. Well, it's got to be all caps, right? Invade Earth. Obviously, we use meme font. Thank you. Text box font 2 should be Posterama again. No. Yeah. There. That's perfect. And then... No, that's okay. So you gotta click. Meet these two badasses. It's a bad luck Brian, you see? But it's not Mathas and Praetor Mox. It's Zhang and Praetor Mox. Did he miss? Yes. He missed a shot I'm not very pleased with. But apart from that, I think he did a good job. Look at that. Invade Earth, meet these two badasses. That's a meme and a half right there.
Propaganda never looked so pretty.
Agreed, dude. So we killed 37 enemies. Only 9 of them were Advent, but still.
Left in their wake. XCOM refuses to let go of the
So that's
way
28
of
lost we
world.
killed. And I'm really hoping we get promotions on everybody. Mathas got one for certain.
Need a fight like that.
Dude, pretty sick. Mox is out for 7 days, and I'm a little cheesed about it. But so Malf, you I think we have 2 medics. We might have 2 hackers already. Let's make you a hacker. Most cohesion was Malf and Dan. Well, that's saying something. So we already have a Shredder Grenadier. So we're going to go for a blast padding one, but we're probably working in that direction as well. I mean, we got a lot of every unit right now. Dan's going to become like a stay-at-home sniper, allow Overwatch to trigger with squad sights. It's pretty good. Got a lot of loot, a lot of good stuff there, to be honest with you. 47 alien alloys. Don't shake a stick at that. And that's going to do it for this episode. 10 out of 10. I had a great time this one. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.